If you're looking for the top 5 startup business credit card with fair credit, here's a review that you really need to pay attention to. Number 5, we have ACU Business. Our score, 8.8 over 10. So what we love about the America's Credit Union Business Visa credit card is that you actually have a lot of flexibility. Okay, basically they have an excellent customer service. They can actually grant you limits that go all the way to $50,000. This is really good. And they have a fixed rate of 16.99%. I mean, ACU is one of those rare credit unions that have a fixed APR as opposed to a variable APR. So we'll love that a lot. You do have a $49 annual fee that's waived the first year. You have 2% cash back on all purchases minus returns. This is really great. And they have a program called Savings Edge that actually gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of saving a lot of cash, extra cash for your business. So we love that a lot. And the cool thing here is that with the ACU business card, you can actually activate and make 5 purchases within the first 30 days of opening, and you can receive $100. So this is really great. Okay. And one thing I want to say here is that the Visa Savings Edge that I was just talking about earlier, your Visa business card gives you automatic discounts on qualifying purchases at participating merchants. So discounts require no coupons or codes because they are applied as statement credits on enrolled Visa benefit cardholders' future account statements. So this is really good. So overall, when you think about ACU, you think about a credit union that's really, they have been kicking ass for the last few years. We'll love them a lot. We love their customer service. We love the fact that they're very generous in terms of granting credit limits on business credit cards, especially if you have fair credit. Okay, if you want more information, you can actually go to the nearest branch, or you can call 253-591-6881. The number again is 253-591-6881. In terms of eligibility for a membership, pretty open. Okay, you don't have to. They have no geography or professional biology requirements. I mean, they do, but you can actually get through it by donating to a charity, and you're in. So overall, the ACU business credit card, fantastic. Our score, 8.8 over 10. Number 4, we have CCU Business Platinum Rewards. Our score, 9 over 10. By the way, welcome back to the show, boss. I really appreciate having you here. Make yourself comfortable. You can take notes if you want to. So, number 4, Consumers Credit Union Business Visa Platinum Rewards. Our score, 9 over 10. One thing we love about CCU is that they're constantly improving their offer every year. Like a couple of years ago, they didn't have such a good offer in terms of business credit cards, and for the last 5 years they have actually revamped the whole process. We love them a lot for that. And basically with this card, you have no annual fee. You have additional cards available for employees at no cost. You have individualized credit limits available for additional cards, which is really great in terms of managing the liquidity, the overall liquidity for your business. So for example, you can say, employees of a certain department, they will not have limits above 5,000. Employees for another department, they will have limits above 10,000, and so on and so forth. So this segregation in limits is really cool in terms of managing your overall cash inflows and cash outflows. Fantastic. And so you have secure online account review and payment options from the CCU site. You have Visa's zero liability, which means that you are protected if your card is ever lost or stolen. And you have a 24-hour member service with live representative during normal CCU business hours. Okay, you can call always 1-877-275-2228, or after hours 866-317-0355. The numbers again are 877-275-2228 during normal CCU business hours, or after hours you want to call 866-317-0355. And it is a card that allows you to manage your they actually have a dashboard called a program called 360 Control. So you are able to manage, you are able to make payments, to control employee card limits, cancel cards, or issue new cards. You can generate reports. You can set travel notifications. This is just fantastic. And they also have that what they call the 3-to-1 reward points pricing. So, for example, you earn 3x the points per dollar spent on office needs, 2x the points for dollar, 2x the points for travel, dining and gas, and 1x points for all other purchases. And points do expire after 3 years. Very important to remember. Number 3 we have here, Fairwinds Business Cash. Our score, 9.2 over 10. I just want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about credit union startup business credit cards with fair credit, okay? And in that category, Fairwinds is a great player, a very solid player. So if you have a startup, you can actually unlock up to $2,000 bonus cash back. This is just fantastic. We love them for that. So you can receive $500 cash back when you spend $5,000 in the first 90 days your card is open. And you can receive $1,500 in additional cash back when you spend $50,000 in the first 180 days your card is open. Okay, so this is really cool. And the cool thing is overall, this is a great credit union startup business credit card with fair credit because you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on all purchases. This is really cool. And so you have no annual fee, no balance transfer fees, no foreign transaction fees, and you have a 0% introductory APR for the first 12 months on purchases and balance transfers. And after that, you can enjoy low rates that oscillates from 16.99% to 18% based on your credit worthiness. This is kind of cool, especially if you are a startup and you are trying to actually segregate employee cards. You're trying to segregate the payment and the credit and the expense monitoring for employees in various departments. The Fairwinds Business Cash Card is a great card, okay? And so you have additional employee cards with individual spending limits. You can instantly lock or unlock an employee's credit card, set travel notification, and many more. And guess what? All from your phone. That's just fantastic. That's just fantastic. And we all know that when you have a startup, you know, you have attrition rate is really important. People come and go. People trying to find their, you know, the whole thing is in flux, right? So you have a company culture that is on the constant development. People can leave. So you want to be able to instantly lock or unlock an employee's credit card when somebody leaves the company. And Fairwinds actually provides that. We love them for that. So overall, this is a great card for you. The card is called Fairwinds Business Cash Credit Card. It's a Visa card. And our score, 9.2 over 10. You might want to give it a try if you are a startup looking for a credit union business credit card with fair credit. Number 2 here, we have Connexus Business. Our score, 9.5 over 10. And this is a great card. And this is a great card for balance transfers. So if you are a startup and you're looking for a credit union business credit card for fair credit, and especially for purchases and balance transfers, you will love Connexus Business because you have a 0% intro APR for the first 18 billing cycles. This is really cool. Think about that. 18 billing cycles. That's a year and a half. So after that, you have an APR that actually oscillates from 16.24% to 25.24% based on your credit worthiness when you open the account, okay? And so this is kind of cool. What we love about this Connexus Business is that you have an extended low intro rate. You have a flexible purchasing power. You can use this card for larger purchases, unexpected expenses, or last-minute necessities for your startup. And you can pay down balances. If your startup has, let's say, open balances, you can use this card to actually pay down the balances on your other credit card. So overall, this is a great play. This is a wonderful play. One thing I want to say here is that this card has so many rewards. I cannot really even start. Let me just give you a few of them. So many rewards that are amenable to your startup business, to your startup business. Why? First, you are protecting your peace of mind. First of all, you are segregating your personal assets from your business assets. This is number one, very important. you are protecting your peace of mind because you have benefits like zero fraud liability, help define your business, and you have an intro APR for purchases and balance transfers. Okay, you have, as I just said, think about it, 18 billion cycles. That's a lot. And you have free employee cards, so you are able to keep track of employee expenses while earning as many rewards as possible for your startup. This is kind of cool. On top of that, this card has no annual fees. Okay, now don't get me wrong, the card has no rewards though. You're not going to get this card if you're interested. If you want to have cashback rewards or just travel rewards, this is not a card for you. This card is just great in terms of APR and balance transfers. You can see and sort expenses. You can use Connexus online reporting tools to view credit card spending by categories, transaction type, and a defined transactional period, month, quarter, or year. Number one, the best of the best. When we talk about credit union startup business credit card for fair credit, best of the best, Navy Fed Go Biz. Our score, 9.6 over 10. Just want to quickly remind you of today's conversation. The topic, we're talking about credit union startup business credit card with fair credit. So when we analyze Navy Fed, first of all, Navy Fed is a national credit card. It's a national credit union, right? So they're available everywhere. Now, of course, they actually have some restrictions in terms of membership, but 98% of the American populace will actually qualify for a Navy Fed through a diversity of channels. But one thing I want to say here is that they're everywhere. They're well run, okay. And this Go Biz Rewards credit card comes in two versions. So they have the MasterCard version and the Visa version. There are some differences in terms of the benefits that go with each version, but overall, you do have no foreign transaction fee, no matter which version you go with. You have no earnings caps. Okay, this is great for travel and expenses. You have multiple cardholders options available, and you have a zero liability policy for unauthorized transactions. So this is kind of cool, okay? And the APR is really decent. Also, you're looking at 12.15% to 18% variable. This is really good. There's no annual fee. The rewards is a little discouraging, but overall, there are other benefits that actually compensate for the low rewards, because the rewards, they give you only 1x points per dollar spent. But overall, when you think about Navy Fed, when you think about the ability to get a higher limit real quick, or think about the generosity in terms of the initial limit they give you, those are things that make this credit card the best, really, when you really think about it. And one thing I also want to say here is that when you think about the Go Biz, you need to be clear about which versions you want, which network you want, the Visa or the MasterCard. Because for the Visa, you have a lot of benefits, like things like protections and insurance, travel services, discounts and deals, business support services. And if you go with the MasterCard, then you'll go with exclusive business advantages, cellular wireless telephone protection, MasterCard ID theft protection, MasterCard collision damage waiver. So it really depends on you. Let me quickly give you a bonus here. If you have made it so far, I really appreciate having you here. I want to share with you another card that you will love. It's called the Genesis Business Rewards. It's great for startups, and it's a credit card for any business, depending on no matter your operational stage, a startup, established business, they actually love all kinds of businesses. And so this card is actually called the Genesis Business Rewards, 8.6 over 10. And what we love here is that this card has a constellation of benefits. The APR is kind of decent. You're looking at 13.50% to 18%. Okay, and you do have what we love it. You have low interest rates. In other words, you are enjoying a low interest rate on purchases made with this card. You can use the card to actually establish or enhance your business credit, which we love a lot. We love this a lot. And we need to understand you also have a global usability for this card. Another fantastic opportunity to actually expand your liquidity. This is really cool. We love that a lot. And one thing, you have easy account access. You can enjoy the MasterCard Easy Savings Program, and this card you can have it as a contactless card. In other words, it's great for with the chip EMV thing, so you can actually have fast and secure contactless transactions. So this is really good. Overall, we love Genesis. They're still a mid-tier player in our view. They're not, you can't compare them to Navy Fed or Connexus or PenFed for that matter, but they're coming strong, okay? They're kicking asses, they're doing a lot of improvements, and we love the fact that this card actually is great in terms of if you are looking for, let's say, balance transfers, for example, this is great. One thing you can also use the card for is you can use it, I mean, the principal attractiveness of this card is that you can build credit. If you're a startup, you definitely need to think about building credit, and this is what this card helps you do actually. Okay, and I mean the card it's a bare bones card when it comes to benefits, but the fact that you can build business credit is really fantastic, and it's easy to qualify for too. Let me give you a little overview when we talk about, startup business credit cards from credit unions with fair credit. Let's have a clear idea of what we are speaking about. You need to understand whether you are an established business or a startup. There are a few things you need to pay attention to make sure that you qualify for the right credit cards, right? And particularly if you are applying at a credit union, first you need to make sure that you actually qualify for membership, because you have two layers. You have two layers in the application process. First, you got to qualify for membership. Second, you got to qualify for the card itself. Okay, so if you're a startup, it's always better to actually apply at a credit union where you already have a personal relationship. In other words, they already have you, you're already a member and whatnot. So you want to start from there, and then you want to and hopefully you have a good relationship at the personal level. And if you do, you want to parlay that great relationship into a wonderful business startup relationship, so they can approve you faster too. And they do, okay? And one thing you need to understand is that a business credit card at a credit union gives you a lot of benefits. You have potentially higher credit limits. You can build business credits, that's for sure, okay? And but you got to determine your eligibility. And everything happens at a branch. We always tell our viewers to go to a branch, sit down with a branch manager or a deputy branch manager or a credit card rep for that matter. Anybody at the branch can actually inform you of what's really happening, because that's what you want. Information is power. Talk to people, gather as much intel as possible, and make a decision after reviewing all the pros and cons of what you have on the table, right? And especially if you're a startup, you don't want to apply online, because the online application form is not built for startups. It's built for established businesses. It's built for businesses that have a solid financial apparatus. So this is important. And one thing I also want you to pay attention to, please make sure that when you talk to someone at the branch, bring all your paperwork there. Don't do like the same trip twice. Bring your paperwork there and have a conversation then and there. Before I close to this conversation, let me give you a few pro tips. How do you get a credit union business credit card for a startup? I mean, everything wants to start. You want to start with doing your research, right? You want to research your options. Obviously, are you interested in PenFed? Well, PenFed does not offer business credit cards. Are you interested in Navy Fed? Okay. Do you qualify for membership? Because that's the thing, or you want service. You want Andrews, you want Fairwinds, you want whomever you want. The question is, do you qualify for membership? Because credit unions, they work on memberships. Okay, they're not your regular banks, your run-of-the-mill bank. You just want to open an account that you just you open an account. No, credit unions are a little different. Now, most of them are available. They do have a membership structure that is very flexible, that allows everybody to get in, but you got to be very careful here. So research your options, okay, so you know what's available out there. You want to check your credit score before applying. Okay, this is important. You also want to figure out the type of documentation they're looking for, And this depends on the credit union. I mean, some credit unions are very strict, some are not. It really depends on you. And one thing I also want to say here is that you got to answer a question, which is what kind of benefits, if any, are you looking after? Are you going after? Okay. In other words, are you looking for cash rewards? You're looking for travel rewards, mileage, hotels, and whatnot? What's important for you? Some people travel business, they really don't care about all the amenities. But if you are not that kind of person, then you have to do your research up front so you have a clear idea of what's really available. And you got to have this even before you apply for the card itself. And remember that your best bet is to talk to someone at the branch, okay? And it also helps if you are incorporated, if you're a business as opposed to a sole proprietorship. That way you can increase your chances of being approved real fast, especially with the higher limits, okay? If you're not, because a single member LLC is kind of similar to a sole proprietorship. Except the difference is that you are incorporated as a business. Okay, so make sure that you have this thought in mind. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about the top 5 credit union startup business credit cards for fair credit. And I want to quickly recap here. Number 1, we have Navy Fed GoBiz. Our score 9.6 over 10. Number 2, we have Connexus Business 9.5 over 10. Number 3, we have Fairwinds Business Cash 9.2 over 10. Number 4, we have CCU Business Platinum Rate Wars 9 over 10. Number 5, we have ACU Business 8.8 over 10. And in the bonus category, we have Genesis Business Rewards 8.6 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.